Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York, for this girls volleyball contest between the visiting Central Square Redhawks and your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. Hi everybody, Sam Gelfand here alongside Nick Dekaney will be on camera today. They had me do the starting lineups and the microphone is on the other side of the gym, so I'm just a little bit out of breath. But that's okay, because these two teams are fired up as any two teams you will find. The Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams 3-2 this season so far. The Redhawks 1-2. Let's see how they perform today. This match will begin in just a moment. The Red Rams certainly have the numbers advantage, as well as a better win-loss record. But anything can happen. That's the point of sports after all. It's been a little while since we've seen you. We apologize that the last two broadcasts did not work out as planned, but we are back. We will update you with any future scheduling conflicts as things are just about set to get underway. The Red Rams coming into this one with momentum, having won their past two games. The Redhawks fell to Auburn in their last contest, a 3-2 thriller. So the Redhawks will serve to start this one off. It's the captain Audrey Tetrault, who wheels and deals, and we are underway. And the first point goes to the Red Rams. So now back to serve for JD is Maddie Schnorr, the defensive specialist, but not serving in the libero capacity, at least at this moment. Soft put over by Sophia Lamb. Now it is the libero, Nat Goodson. And a block at the net for another JD point. Red Rams up 2-0 early. Desperation sent over by Brianna Tennant. And a quick miscommunication makes it 2-1. At least that's a kind way of saying what that was. So Lamb back to serve. Set by Belayan. And the point goes to Elsa Hart. Hart has 21 kills on the season, make that 22. Dig went awry, it's 4-1. These two teams are working at a feverish pace in this early going. Just over the line, and the Red Rams just have to watch it go. Sometimes you will not see volleyball teams take this sort of pace. So give it time to breathe in between points. It's a strategic decision, but if you have momentum on your side, why not pursue it? So that is a turnover to the Redhawks. Would you call that a turnover in volleyball, Nick?
More of an error, fault.
An error, fault, fair enough. We don't have a Sam Doesn't Know volleyball graphic this year. But you know who does know volleyball? Sheila Foa. Foa, a returning all-SCAC pick from the spring. And certainly someone to watch, as Central Square had to rescue the ball from a corner of the gym. This place is deceptively cavernous. So Emma Cerrone now is back to serve. Looks like Central Square was also just cleaning off a quick wet spot near the scorer's table. So now it's Cerrone. Dig by Lamb. Over by DeRosie and out. You know, I'm still mad that during the starting lineups there are several players on these teams, as DeRosie dug, but not deep enough. There are several players on these teams as Central Square takes a quick timeout that have different jersey numbers in their capacities as libero. And I just guessed, and I got every single one wrong. How do you go 0 for 4? Like, I had at least there was a good chance I'd get at least one right. So you see here head coach Julie Daniels talking it over with her Central Square players. I forgot the word for a moment there. I do this for a living. The timeout just about to expire. It's 8-2. The Red Rams have certainly had it easy in the early going. But it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for the Red Rams this season or in the spring, as the spring was the last hurrah for two of the best players that JD has fielded in quite some time. Block in the net. Good dig by Belayan. Sent over by Ames. Dig by Goods and Belayan. And that goes Central Square's way. Close call. So Allison Domachowski is now ready to serve. Sent by Belayan, sent over by Sophia Ferris. Ferris is having herself a heck of a season, but that should come as no surprise, considering her prior pedigree. She's currently 15th in Section 3 in digs. And there's a fault. Can't win them all. Ferris before this game, 28 aces, 36 kills, and 49 digs. We thank each and every one of you for joining us for this telecast on JDTV. It's always great to be able to bring these to you. Belayan sets up McBride. Lamb. Dig by Ferris. McBride. And it's DeRosie now. The official ruling on that was a carry. Can't hold on to the ball. And there's an ace. Number 29 for Sophia Ferris. That's Sheila Foa, excuse me. 5 and 6 look very similar from this distance. And Belayan just couldn't hold on to it. Belayan, just a freshman. She had only just joined the team prior to last game against Fowler. Though in that game, she had a very respectable 2 aces, 5 assists, and 2 digs in her varsity debut. She is just a freshman. It's 12-6 now. The Redhawks attempting to capitalize on any mistake they can. Put up and over, and confused are the Redhawks. Point number 13 coming courtesy of Elsa Hart as Grace Lohr heads to the bench. It is served by Belayan. So once again, this freshman already making an immediate impact. She digs for McBride. Set up by Domachowski. Lamb, now Belayan. Hart into the net. The Red Rams started off hot, but they're lacking in consistency ever since Central Square took that timeout. Now the captain, Audrey Tetrault, serves. Cerrone sent over by Hart, and that's a carry. No Tetrault. Dig by Goodson. Belayan, and Cerrone sends it over, and good effort from DeRosie, but it's not enough. (15-8) now as Maddie Schnorr will serve. Set up by Tetrault, block at the net. Elsa Hart put the kibosh on that. Good eye by Fiona Ames. There's a pun in there somewhere with Ames and her aim, and I'm honestly just too tired to find it right now. Hart sends over on the line. Is it good? No. It seems the call was reversed, and now they're actually giving the call to the Red Rams. As Elsa Hart will serve now. Briefly gracing the hand of Lamb, and It's 18-9. The Red Rams once again doubling the Redhawks score. Don't forget we have a comment section here on YouTube, and we're taking a look at it always. So if you have anything you want to say, any insights on this game, or just want to say hi, let us know. And if you like what you say, we might even read it out on the air. Lions saved Cerrone. And though it was all set up for Jalen Patchen, she could not muscle it over the net. (19-9) now in this first set. Net ball by Lamb makes it 20-9. That's Sophia Lamb, who I have to imagine is her younger sister Sabrina Lamb, is wearing number 9. She's currently on the bench. And an ace for the Red Rams. This is the sort of momentum that the Red Rams have been needing to string this set. Hart with ace number 11. DeRosie tried to send it up and over, but both literally and figuratively, she was moving in the wrong direction. (22-9) is Elsa Hart still serving. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Set by Tetrault, DeRosie over. Schnorr Cerrone blocked at the net by Patchen. Now back to serve is Jalen Patchen. Taken accidental over by Foa, but it worked. Goodson dig. And a kill for Sophia Ferris. Emma Cerrone, the senior. Serve DeRosie, Lamb, desperation, and Goodson can't get to it. (23-11) now. There seems to be some sort of confusion, a talking to between the referee and one of the scorekeepers. Seems to be all resolved now. Domachowski sent over by Belayan. Too much mustard on it. 23-12. So Allison Domachowski, the junior, sent over and nearly took Schnorr's head off, and they're going to call it an ace. Into over the line, and the Red Rams are just 1 point away from taking set number 1. And the serve from Sophia Ferris is awry, which is a little bit bizarre considering she does have 29 aces on the season. But hey, everyone strikes out once in a while. Like that. And the Red Rams take set number 1, 25-14. The Red Rams take set number 1, and they are hoping to find themselves cruising in the fast lane. Should be about 2 or 3 minutes between sets, so we'll be right back. Thank you so very much for watching JD TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to action of tonight's Section 3 girls volleyball game. We did a little trade-off here. I'm now Nick Dekaney on the mic. Sam has switched over to the camera. We'll see how it goes. Been a minute since I've done some commentary. Very excited to be back. JD took set 1 into demanding lead. Got their serves over, were powerful, and just played their kind of volleyball. They're looking to do much of the same in the second set. All right, it looks like JD will start with serve. It's going to be number 4, Yeva Balayan. And Central Square will look to rebound from that set number 1. Here we go. Nice float serve. Good pop-up. Oh, going to roll off of number 4. That's Yeva. Nice rollover from Central Square to get things going. Quick substitution for the Redhawks. It's number 7, Fiona Ames, coming in. She'll sub out Allison. Here's number 5, Audrey T to serve. Float serve comes over, and miscommunication there from the Red Rams. That one will go to the Redhawks. One of the most important things about volleyball, talking to your teammates, communicating on the court, calling out the ball, calling if it's over or out of bounds. Got to be locked in as a team to play the way you want to. That's another float serve, popped up by Sheila. Set to Kat DeForest. Responded well by C Square, but a miscue on the pass will lead to a Red Rams point and get things started for them. Here's Sophia Ferris on the serve. Nice top spin. That's an ace. Count it. Sophia Ferris expanding on her lead within the top 15 in Section 3 of aces. She'll look to do it again on this point. Cheeky rollover serve there. Mia Stewart. Nice kill. Power tip on the outside. Caught Central Square napping. Another nice dig from the Central Square libero. Stuffed at the line, but it's covered. That'll be out. Miscue from Sophia Lamb. And JD has things rolling here, much like the first set. Nice pop up. A little tip over the top. JD wasn't ready for it. Serve will go back to Central Square. Always got to be ready on the defensive side of the ball. Always expect your blockers to get stuffed and be right there to support them with that defensive cover. Going to win you a lot of points in volleyball. Free ball from the Red Rams. Oh, and Central Square does a lot just to get it back over. But a good job nonetheless. Kat DeForest from the right side. Nice pop up there from Central Square. Oh, and they'll win that point. Excellent rally between those two teams. That was number 1, Sophia Lamb, making some plays for the Redhawks there. Great digs. And we'll be all tied up at 4. Top serve, that'll be out of bounds. Right back to the Red Rams. Volleyball is such a mental game. Got to get your serves in. You miss one, shake it off, next point. The key to staying poised in this game. Here's Sheila Foha on the serve. Absolute animal on the block. Be a rollover from the Central Square. Redhawks. Out to Mia Stewart from the outside. Popped up again. That one right into the net. Probably couldn't see over Elsa Hart and Sheila Foha. Just menaces on the block for the Red Rams. Soft float from Sheila. Right into the net. Red Rams do a good job of staying out of it. And they'll get that point. Consistent serves has been the story here tonight for JD. And it's led them to a lot of points. It'll be a free ball from the Redhawks. A good pop-up from Elsa. Oh, and great recovery from Shield to get that back in bounds. Central Square can't seem to find the inbounds marker. That was number 10, Jalen Patchin, on the miscue there. JD up 8-4 in this second set. Looking to expand on that. Sheila on a run right now. Again, free ball out of bounds by the Redhawks. I think it may be. If we're playing Call of Duty, that's a bloodthirsty. Sheila Foha again. Great serves there. Good pop-up from Sophia Ferris. Easy free ball there, but just a little off the side of the arm for the Red Rams, and that'll end a great run from Sheila Foha. JD up 9-5 as libero Natalie Goodson checks in. Here's Jalen Patchen on the serve. Nice float serve. Good set to Elsa Hart. Oh, and the blockers just were not ready for it. The power of Elsa Hart, too much. And we'll get another substitution here for the Red Rams. That's Macy Stewart checking in for Kat DeForest. Macy actually one of a set of twins on this team. Mia is her other sibling. Another out-of-bounds hit for the Redhawks. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout call here soon. They got some things to lock in offensively. Defensively, though, getting good pop-ups, getting good digs. But again, as you see right there, out of bounds. And that's just free points for the Red Rams. Macy Stewart, nice serve to the right side of that court. Roll from the Redhawks. Good dig from Sophia Ferris. They'll give him a free ball. Looks to be over. How's JD going to handle this one? Over the net. They tip it. They were ready for it. Elsa Hart. No, sir. Now one will roll off the net. Great rally between those two teams. We're playing a lot at the net for the majority of that set. And we'll have another substitution here for Central Square. That's Allison Domachowski checking in. She'll be on the serve. Float out of bounds. Central Square, a lot of sloppy plays this set. And a lot of free points gone to the Red Rams. Defensively, though, Central Square playing pretty well, digging a lot of these attacks from JD. Just then turning that into offensive points is the key for them. Here goes Sophia Ferris on the set, offensive set. Overpass. Elsa was ready for it. Feed the beast. That's into the net and out of bounds. Elsa Hart imposing her will on these Redhawks. And they are not ready for it. Here's Maddie Schnorr on the serve. Just a little mishandle on the toss there. Once again, goes back to that mental game. Got to shake those ones off and just go right back to it. Can't let that linger in your head for too long and continue to mess you up throughout the game. Back-to-back missed serves for both teams, and it'll go right back to the Red Rams. Sheila Foha checking back in. And the three main attackers for these Red Rams all in right now. Elsa Hart, Sophia Ferris, and Sheila Foha. Powerful serve from Elsa Hart. Brianna Tennant wasn't ready for it. That'll be an ace. You can mark that one up. Nothing special, just a nice float serve, but it gets over the net. Sharp angle. Roll over from the Redhawks. Maddie Schnorr a little off the platform there. JD up 16-8 right now. Central Square looking to make a run and gain some momentum and get back in this game. Don't want to go down 2-0. Almost spelling the end of your game right there. Very hard to come back from that. Another sub for JD. In comes Kat DeForest. And we'll have freshman Yeva Balayan on the serve. Her first week with the team. Was called up from the JV team. She's been playing pretty well today. Everyone's going to make mistakes, but for her first action of varsity volleyball, doing an exceptional job. Back set to Sophia Ferris off the top of the block. Central Square easing it up. Denied again from the Red Rams. That one just goes out of bounds. Sophia Ferris a little frustrated with herself. JD, though, still with a comfortable lead. Continue to play their game. And I think they'll take this one, but anything can happen. Good spot there from Sophia Ferris, and you know she liked that one. Made up from that error on the last play, and she's hyped. In comes the second of the twins. That's Mia Stewart. Nice serve from Ferris. Another free ball from the Redhawks. And here's Mia Stewart on the attack. Looked like she was a little behind that serve. Want to keep the ball in front of you, especially when you're going to unload. Tough sometimes, especially adjusting with your setter, making sure you're at a right distance. Sophia Lamb on the serve. Nice pass from Natalie Goodson. Little dump there from Yeva. And you can count that as a kill. And we're back to Sheila on the serve. Last time I think she had 5 or 6 in a row. That one rolls off the top of the net. So tough to defend. Free ball again from the Redhawks. Here's DeForest on the hit. Swing a little too low. So Central Square just kind of hanging in there, not going away, but not quite making a dent into that lead. Need to start taking action soon. Nice dig from Sophia Ferris. Elsa Hart. Yes, sir. No one there on the block for the Redhawks. And that's going to spell trouble for any team trying to block Elsa Hart. Nice dig there again from Sophia Lamb. She's been all over the court for Central Square. Back row swing from Sophia Ferris. Good spot there. And the missed pass leads to another JD point. Central Square almost stopping themselves at this point. Got to get those under control and turn them into offensive points. And then roll over there for the Redhawks. They'll call that a bounds. Was close, but we can't take another look at that. And JD 3 points away from closing out this set and taking a demanding 2-0 lead in this one today. Another free ball from Central Square. Nice bump set there. Just a little out of bounds. Ref looked unsure, almost gave it to JD. Now it goes to Central Square. That's the importance of having both of those refs there, especially on that other side. Confirm things, make sure that the call is right. Obviously not going to be perfect, no instant replay or anything for them. We can see it up here. And there's a kill from number 2, Brianna Tennant. And Central Square needed that one. Down 22-14. Got to get something going here if you want any hope of staying in it. Good dig from Goodson there. Right side swing from Mia Stewart. Right back to the Red Rams. Elsa Hart on the block. Oh my goodness. Smacked it off a Central Square player's head. And that's another kill. And you can see her calling for that touch, even though it landed out of bounds. Went off a Red Hawk player first. So JD just 2 points away from closing out this second set. That one will go back to Central Square. Here's Tennant on the serve. Ball hung on the net. It'll go back on the Red Rams side. Sophia Ferris with the swing. Responded well by the Redhawks. Good defensive cover here from JD. Doing an excellent job tonight. And they'll call him for a double. Then it'll go back to Central Square. Good pass from Goodson. Just a little off the mark there from Ferris. Great bump set, though. Once again, Central Square just kind of hanging in there. Been down 6-7 points the whole time, but they can use this momentum and get things going. This could be a much different story. A spinning float serve there. Back to Elsa Hart. Oh, and a miscue there on the pass. Draw JD within game point. And taking a dominating 2-0 lead in tonight's match. This is who you want serving when you're 1 point away. And bad pass there from the Redhawks. Couldn't get underneath it. And JD will take this second set 25-17 in dominant fashion. Getting their serves over, not a lot of mistakes. Good defensive cover, especially on the blocks. And they're going to let their players go to work. We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes for set number 3. Thank you so much for watching JD TV. Welcome back to the third set of tonight's action from JD High School with the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams against Central Square Redhawks. JD up 2-0 right now. Looking dominant and looking to close this out in the third set. Central Square, a lot of miscues, shooting themselves in the foot. Let's see if they can get things together and pull together a set here.
Well, never say never. Nothing is impossible. By the way, hi, I'm here as well. We're trying this out, seeing if we can both do two jobs at once. But the Redhawks certainly in dire straits, but it will help that they are the first to serve. How important is it to have that first serve as the focus? I've never seen the camera do that.
Me neither. It's extremely important because if you do it right, if you get it over correctly, you can gain a lot of momentum to start the set and really set the tone and set the pace for your team, which is so important in volleyball. It's a game of momentum, kind of like basketball, game of runs. And if you can get that together in that first point, you're setting yourselves up for success.
Unfortunately for Central Square, they did not. The Red Rams up 1-0 to start the third set.
Elsa Hart. Nice smack there. There's Grace Lord checking in at libero. Sophia Ferris outside. They're not going to get that one.
Absolutely no chance.
Looked like Coach Daniel was arguing that her player did dig it up. It looked awfully close, though.
If you want to take a look, here's some of the all-SCAC picks that the Red Rams fielded during the spring. Only 3 of those are returning, though, most notably Sophia Ferris.
Yeah, and she's been on this team for a couple years, got a lot of experience. Important to this team's success in leading them and coaching these younger players, especially as Central Square hits it out.
One thing both of these teams have really needed to do tonight, which they have not had really much success at is try to cut down on those mistakes. There's been a lot of serves into the net, as we see there, hits into the net, lots over the line, and really it could have had this game going an entirely different way.
And it's especially frustrating, I can feel, for Central Square, because they're getting the ball up, they're playing good defense, but when they're trying to turn it into offensive points, they're struggling to really get that ball in bounds and hit over these JD defenders. Like you see there, Sophia Ferris and Elsa Hart. And they're not going to get that one. Elsa Hart been imposing her will all night tonight, doing much of the same in this set.
You want to get a dig against Elsa Hart, you'd have to dig all the way to China to get that one.
Yeah, it's tough. Good luck.
But speaking of China, yesterday was the Mid-Autumn Festival, which is basically the second most important holiday of the year.
But to know, we're going to get a timeout here from Coach Daniels, feeling frustrated with her players.
And why shouldn't she?
Yeah, JD's on a 6-0 run right now to start it. And that's not what you want when you're down 2-0.
Why don't we take a look at how these two teams did against each other last time? It's been since November 4th, 2019, since these two teams played.
Yeah, nearly 2 years. You can see there, Linda Shen had a great game. 9 kills, 11 digs. Central Square won in straight sets. And this was actually the Class A sectional semifinals, where JD would eventually go on to win the sectional championship.
Unfortunately, JD did lose in the regional playoff game against Burn Hills Ballston Lake 3-0. And Linda Shen graduated this spring as well, so without her veteran presence, the Red Rams clearly, well, they haven't been missing it today.
I don't know, especially against those bigger Class AA teams. Red Rams have been missing the presence of those players. And it's been important for these seniors to step up and fill those roles, and I think they've been doing a great job tonight. Nice pass there. Kat DeForest on the block. It's a little bit over. Got to roll that wrist down. She'll get that one in bounds.
Like
the first point for Central Square. Good to get one out of the timeout.
Like we were saying, it's just about firming up on those mistakes.
Absolutely, and it's such a mental game that if you continue to make those mistakes and beat up on yourself, it only gets harder and harder to get back into the game. So the more optimistic you can be, more shake it off, next point, I'm going to get it. A lot better for your team's success. Nice dig from Grace Laura and Sophia Ferris. Central Square won't be able to get that one over the net.
You know, I think I said this to you during basketball season earlier, but they tell you in many sports like tennis, the key to winning is simply let your opponent be the one to mess up. Don't try to do anything fancy. Just hit your basics, and eventually, as long as you're consistent, then your opponent is going to be the one to make the first mistake, and then you capitalize.
Absolutely, especially important here in volleyball. That's been the key, especially for our boys team. Shout out the JD boys volleyball team, undefeated currently. Boys are absolutely buzzing, but that's the key, is be consistent with your serves, get them over, and just allow yourselves to play with the other team. If you keep serving out of bounds, don't give yourself even an opportunity to really get some points and fight back.
And let's not forget that you are a member of the boys volleyball team, and I believe I believe you were just telling me you are top 3 in the section in blocks.
I wasn't going to bring it up on air, but since you mentioned it, I guess I'll confirm it.
Well, why wouldn't we want to celebrate that we've got a brick wall on the commentary tonight?
That's right. We do a great job, though. It's my first year playing volleyball, learning so much about this game and having so much fun doing it. Really excited for our team come playoff time.
You know what, I would like to ask you, because I know that in the past your primary sports besides track has been football. Are there any similarities you've noticed between playing football and playing volleyball?
I would say especially is just respect your opponent, really regardless of who you're playing, especially with football. You know, in comparison to the talent we have on the volleyball team, football was one of those games where our team you couldn't make any mistakes if we wanted a chance to win. We had to be perfect. We couldn't penalize ourselves. So respecting your opponent and not underestimating what they're capable of, especially important for both of these sports. Because you could take one look at a volleyball team and think one thing, but once you see them start to hit, it could be completely different. Sheila Foa gets a nice kill there.
And you know, the funny thing is, if you look at the Red Rams and the Redhawks this season, they're actually fairly comparable. For instance, both teams have 7 players returning from the last season. And of course, as we know, veteran presence so important to any team. However, the Red Rams do have the advantage in terms of roster size.
Especially, and when you look at the balance of seniors to juniors, you know, JD, 10 seniors, 4 juniors, a freshman and a sophomore. Got all the grades in there. Central Square, 5 seniors and 6 juniors. So a smaller team and also a smaller senior class plays big factors into your experience, especially down 2 sets to nothing, and your mindset and getting back in this game.
And with the Red Sox only fielding 11 players this season, I think that's probably why we've seen so many frequent substitutions from them, trying to keep people fresh as much as possible.
Absolutely, it's so important in volleyball to have your core set of players subbing in and out. And it's tough. Not every school may have 11 really solid volleyball players, but when you do, you're a team to watch out for.
And for instance, you know, we saw just a little bit earlier the All-Salt City Athletic Conference selections from the Red Rams. The Redhawks do not have a single one returning this season. So they're kind of starting completely fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be a kind of rebuild year for the Redhawks. But important to keep the momentum going and continue to win competitive games for the future of your program and keep people interested in the sport.
And it should be noted, this set is a lot more competitive than the last couple we've seen. It's 10-7 right now, and for the most part in the last 2 sets, the Red Rams have more or less doubled the Redhawks score.
Well, Central Square not making so many mistakes on the offensive end, getting the ball in bounds and giving themselves another chance to fight back and play some defense, which they've been doing an excellent job of tonight. We'll get a double call there on JD, so it'll go back to Central Square. And they're going on a run right now. We're going to get a timeout, actually, from Coach Ferris. So Central Square building on some momentum right now and doing a good job of converting their good defense into offensive points.
That's the first timeout that the Red Rams have taken today. And speaking of, what day is it? Let's take a look. It's the first day of autumn, actually. So we should be seeing those leaves change any moment.
Ooh, National Ice Cream Cone Day. That's the one that draws my attention.
Not National Elephant Appreciation Day?
No, I'm hungry now. That's working up an appetite. I can't lie.
You know, I don't know what the difference between like National Elephant Day and National Elephant Appreciation Day would be, but it's never a bad time to appreciate a good elephant. Great creatures.
I think you would appreciate them on their own day, but maybe they get two. They're that special.
You know, there really aren't many teams that are called the Elephants. I don't think I can think of one.
Oh, other than Alabama. But they're the Crimson Tide, so yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there's any team that's really called the Elephants. Doesn't really flow off the tongue that well, you know?
How about the Mastodons?
Say that again?
The Mastodons. The woolly mammoth.
Oh, I haven't heard that either. That's what Coach Ferris wants coming out the timeout. What's a mistake from the Central Square Redhawks? And they got one there, get their momentum going, and get back in this.
Maybe it's a mistake to name your team the Mastodons.
Absolutely, I would agree.
I think it could be cool, especially like a hockey team would probably benefit from that.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I don't know where in the U.S. you would have a mastodon, but that's because they are extinct. But
I think they found mastodon skeletons in Minnesota, but don't quote me on that. If you happen to know, let us know in the comments section.
Yeah, I'm very interested to hear about that. So JD up 11-9 here in this third set. Looking to close it out. We'll get a touch there.
You know,
tried to let it go out of bounds. Accidentally hit the ball.
You know, sort of like the Mastodon, the Redhawks are currently trying to revive their chances of winning right now.
I like that, yeah. And they're in it. You know, they're only down 1 point. They're doing a good job. They've been playing good defense all night, but now they're finally, minimalizing those mistakes and turning them into more points. A lot less free balls, important to mention, too. But Sheila Foha unloads on that swing. And we got a touch there from a Central Square player. So JD back up 2. And she'll go to serve. Had a great run in that second set. I think it was 5 or 6 in a row. She'll look to do the same here. Nothing complicated. Nice, easy float serve, but it gets over the net fast and tough to defend. Cerrone just needed a little bit more on that swing to get it over that net. And in comes Grace Lohr for the Red Rams at libero. Important to note, too, Natalie Goodson was originally playing libero tonight. Guess they switched jerseys. And now Grace Lohr has checked into that position.
And even more confusing, Goodson and Lohr both using the number 46 jersey at libero, which is listed on the roster as belonging to Maddie Schnorr.
Yeah, I think I've seen all 3 of them switch it around in one game. Not uncommon, but I think maybe we could get at least another jersey.
Yeah, it's not helping us, them playing musical jerseys, and here is the first lead for the Redhawks this entire game.
Yeah, and they're getting hyped, and rightfully so. Finally playing the game they were looking for.
Well, they came so close in their last contest against Auburn. They lost, but it was 3-2. They fought till the bitter end.
That's always painful, especially to play that long and make it that far within the game. Each set takes so long, especially when they're close like this. So it's mentally and physically draining. But we're all tied up here at 13. Nice roll over there from the Redhawks. Got to get that free ball over. They do. Nice setup to the middle. JD's ready for it, though. And here's some more McBride. Nice offensive set there. Again, game being heavily played right at the net. And Central Square will take that one. So it's rallies like that and points like that so important to getting back in this game and ultimately turning the tide and getting the set in.
And like we said, it was nothing fancy. All it took was a small mistake on the dig from the Red Rams to set up the point for the Redhawks.
You can serve and you can pass in a game and you get that locked in, you automatically give yourself a good chance to compete. But JD ready for any kind of dig. Just couldn't get it over there. And Central Square goes up 2.
Now their biggest lead of the game. They're ready for any serve perhaps, but not for the foretouch. The last thing the Red Rams want right now is a third set collapse and send this into fourth.
Absolutely, especially when you're playing, at home. You'd like to get this over with and take care of business, especially the term I like to use a lot. Take care of business, play your game, and just don't let them get a set, It's painful, especially because you're up 2-0 and then that turns into 2-1. Central Square's mindset changes. We have ourselves a really competitive match.
And now it's 17-13, but here's something else to consider is that if we go into the extra sets, let's not forget that the Red Rams have 4 more players on the bench than the Redhawks do. So if it comes down to stamina management, the Red Rams may have an advantage.
Wow, dig that one with her face. Grace Lohr. That was a Scott Sterling move there.
Have you taken a ball to the face this season?
I have, unfortunately, in warm-ups especially.
It's a good thing you don't wear glasses.
Yeah, by my own teammates, really. And Central Square making plays. Absolutely roofed them there. And we're going to get another timeout from Coach Ferris. They're down 5 here in the second set. And they want to get things together and get some momentum back to their side.
And you can tell how important Coach Ferris feels this is because, you only get 2 timeouts each set. So if there is something crucial, the Red Rams still need to put together 12 more points if they wanted to take this one. She thinks it's more important to burn it now and not reserve it for a potential comeback.
And I would agree with that just because Central Square 7 points away here. You got to lock in and realize what mistakes is going on and why things are adding up like they were in the first 2 sets. Because those first 2 sets were dominant wins. Both maybe almost 10 points for both. So get back to what you were doing before. And I think it's a good time now to talk to your team and give them some energy and start a fire in them,
Of course. Well, you being on the boys volleyball team, you are certainly used to having a little bit of fire in your belly.
Absolutely. And we have such an energetic bench. And it makes the game so fun to watch. Next home game's next Tuesday against Liverpool. That'll be a great match. Everybody come out to that, 6:30.
The Red Rams finally get a point back.
And that's what you want right out of the timeout especially. Is get some of that momentum back and start making some points and chip it into this lead.
It's been so long since they had a point, it looks like they were confused as to who was about to serve.
And that's not what you want. You give it right back to Central Square, and they only got 6 points left. At this point in the set, you cannot afford missed serves.
It could benefit the Red Rams, though, at this point, if they do give up the set and take that 3-minute break to try to recombobulate.
Yeah, but you never want to just give up and let them score on you. You want to keep fighting, especially when you won the first 2 sets. You know you have it in you, and especially frustrating when things aren't adding up like they were.
Not saying they should give up, just maybe if it got to that point, it might actually help. However, the Red Rams have not won a game yet where they have given up a set to their opponent. All of their wins so far have been 3-0.
And that's really important for a team in learning how to respond to adversity. Getting down, maybe going down a set or up 2 sets like this and losing one. How do you respond to that, and how do you come back and win that next one?
Well, there's only one way to find out if they learn that lesson. Hart doing a lot herself.
Yeah, wild pass there. Good response from Elsa. Outside swing for the Redhawks. And that'll land out of bounds, but I think they're going to say, yeah, it's a touch for the Red Rams. So Central Square 5 points away here from taking this set and making this a 2-1 match.
Red Rams feel that that point should have gone to them as Hart comes off the court and onto the bench.
And it's tough volleyball, especially you're always going to argue against your side that you didn't touch the ball or it landed out of bounds. So as soon as you start to admit that, the ref will know. A nice swing there from Sheila, gets a kill, and a much-needed one for the Red Rams, only down 3 now. Done a good job of chipping back and fighting back into this lead. So points like this especially, you got to get your serve in and give yourselves a shot to compete, and that's what you want right there, an ace from Kat DeForest. Give some life to your team and your bench. And say, hey, we won the first 2, we can do it again. Let's just clean things up and go to work.
Well, an ace may have come from DeForest. 2 aces in a row from DeForest, but they are not out of DeWoods yet.
Absolutely. But that was beautiful. Painted the back left corner. And we'll get a timeout here from Coach Daniels. And the Red Rams are feeling it, only down 1 here in a very competitive third set.
And now I believe both teams have burned both timeouts.
That would be correct. So from here on out, we're just playing. And especially important to note, got to win by 2. So if score goes 24-24, we play to 26.
The Redhawks had it all going for them, but that momentum just kept slipping away as the Red Rams started stringing it together.
Yeah, and a lot of that is from the timeout that Coach Ferris called at a good time and got her team back in it. Said, hey, let's shake this off. Let's play the way we know how to play volleyball. Yeah, I think Central Square at one point was up 5 or 6 points. So JD went on a 7-2 run maybe. Don't quote me on that exactly, but somewhere in that range.
And it's still quite the mountain for the Redhawks to climb, because even if they take this set, they need to take the next 2 as well.
Absolutely, but another double called on JD's setter. That's Ava Balayan. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'll get grilled for it tomorrow in school if I'm not. So,
you have a class with her?
No, but I do with some of the volleyball teammates, so they'll tell me what's up.
If anyone happens to know in the comments, let us know.
And a tough pass there. As JD back down 3. And Central Square looking to pull away with this one.
Quick shout out to Carter King.
Oh, that's my dog right there. Former football player, turned volleyball player, first year ever playing. And he's such an athlete. He adapts so well to this game. And that's a big point there for the Red Rams. They needed that one.
And let's not forget, King also quite the baseball player. To paraphrase myself from earlier this year, he is the resident aircraft carrier because everything that comes across deck is cleared for takeoff.
Absolutely. He hits dingers, and trying to recruit him for an indoor track season 2. Would be thrilled if he came out for us. That's not what you need right now if you're JD. A missed serve down 2 points when you're 5 away from winning this set. Another sub here for Central Square.
By the way, do not forget that our next JD TV broadcast will be this Saturday at 11 a.m. Girls soccer taking on CBA. That should be a heck of a matchup.
Oh, you best believe I will be there.
You better. We need a cameraman. And the Red Rams need to start stringing a few together because they're down to their last point in this set.
Yeah, and this changes the entire game. They go down 2-1. Central Square thinks, hey, we're right in this. And there's no reason we can't keep winning. Nice dig there from Cerrone. And they got to get this over. Weren't able to do it, so Central Square takes a set. And JD only up 2-1 now. changes a lot in the course of this game.
We're going to extra volleyball, and we appreciate you sticking with us here on JDTV. Sam Gelfand and Nick Dekaney on the call, and the control panel and the camera. We're wearing a lot of hats today.
It's a two-man show. We're running it well, though.
Absolutely, and we'll see you back here in about 3 minutes for the start of set number 4. Thanks for joining us here on JDTV.
Welcome back to the fourth set of action here at the JZ High School. We got the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams in a good one against Central Square, up 2-1. Central Square did a great job fighting back down 2-0 to win that third set, and we got a whole new ball game.
You know, I have to be honest, out of all the games on the schedule, I wasn't expecting this one to be the thriller, but I'm so glad that it is.
Yeah, I mean, either you'd look at a matchup like Liverpool, maybe CNS, one of the bigger AA schools to be more competitive in a must-win game for the Red Rams, but Central Square putting up a fight. Or great defense all night.
You want to talk about a possible thriller in just a week or two. Girls volleyball is taking on Scanny Atlas, who are one of the best Class B teams in New York State.
That'll be fun to watch.
You know, I love when we play out-of-conference teams. There's just something about it that I look at the schedule and I'm like, oh boy, special opponent.
Absolutely. I know next week the boys volleyball team, we played Liverpool and CNS, so two AA schools we wouldn't normally compete against. And those will be very competitive matches. I encourage you all to show up Tuesday, 6:30 o'clock, right here, and watch us take on Liverpool.
And of course, don't forget that if you can't show up, we'll be here on, well, actually the Tuesday game, I don't believe we'll have JDTV coverage of that.
But a nice response there by the Redhawks. Free ball sent from JD. We'll see what C-Square can do with it. Gonna get called there for a carry. And that'll start things off on the right foot for the Red Rams.
Do you know where that expression comes from? On the right foot?
I do not.
All right, another random fact I guess I'm throwing out here is it was believed in ancient Rome that it was good luck to always enter a building with your right foot. So many important buildings like temples and the Roman Senate would actually have guards outside the building for the express purpose of making sure you started off on the right foot. That's where we get the term footman.
The more you know. Sam Gelfand, the professor and commentator, as El Zahar had a great kill on that last point. But such an important part of JD winning these sets, especially in that second one. Got off to a hot start. I think it was up 6-0. And that's what you want. Missed passes from the Redhawks. And JD up 3-1 here early in this fourth set.
If El Zahar gets a kill, is that a heart attack?
For the other team, it is 100%.
Well done.
Nice offensive set there from C-Square. Out to Sophia Ferris. And she's been tough to block all night. More of the same there.
Sophia Ferris is a weapon on the volleyball court.
We got a couple of weapons on this team. I can let it fly at any moment. Back row swing there from C-Square. Nice spot. Emma Saroni on the attack. Another good dig from C-Square. And both teams playing great defense tonight. And Sophia Ferris just a little too much on that one. But a nice rally between the two. Fun to watch.
Well, when you get on a rally like that, it can just be so easy to get so hyped that you get lost in the moment and put way too much on it.
Absolutely. Especially when you've been playing for that long and you just want to get it over and get that kill and get that point. And it's tough to stay poised throughout those rallies. So important to a team's success in winning close matches like this. Oh, here we go. Google says Macedone bones have been found in Indiana and San Diego.
I was
Shout
close
out
enough, I guess.
to my dad for that fact. And Elsa Hart, again. You cannot stop her. You can only hope to contain her.
El Zahar has really been the heart and soul of this team tonight.
Ah. So many good ones you can use for her last name.
Good
Feels
Huey
she was
Lewis
almost
song,
meant
too.
for this, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, my heart's in the right place. You know what the best part is about making all these dad jokes?
What's that?
If you want to watch JD volleyball, you have to listen to them.
Absolutely. But what other team is providing you this fun of commentary
None.
on a Wednesday night?
None. Not a one.
And another missed pass there from C-Square. And it's looking a lot like those first two sets for the Red Rams. Might see a timeout here from Coach Daniels. Would not be surprised.
Not to say I told you so, but I did say, you know, maybe that 3-minute break could be what the Red Rams need to get their head back in the game.
Absolutely. And a chance just to reset, forget about that last set, and come back at it with the same mode you've had all game. And they're doing just that here, up 8-2 early in this fourth set. So important to get in the driver's seat and control the momentum. When you lose that, start getting down on yourself, you lose the energy. And there's a lot of energy coming from the Red Rams right now as we get a timeout for C-Square. So Coach Daniels got to hype up her players like they were playing in that last set, because they can hang with this team. They're playing great defense, getting good digs, but when you can't pass off the serve, automatically putting yourself at a disadvantage.
And, you know, I had a thought on where the trouble could lie for Central Square tonight, but it actually has not come to fruition. I thought it would lie in the blocks, because take a look at this season's statistics. The Redhawks only 1 block on the season so far compared to 20 for the Red Rams, at least coming into this game.
You know, especially you look at the height advantage that JD has. Just such a tall team. Got a couple players almost 6 feet tall. And a great serve there for El Sahari, and she's pumped. But yeah, just the height of this Red Ram team. Automatically, it's so much harder to block when you can just jump and reach right over that net. So C-Square got to work a lot harder to get those blocks in those defensive plays. Another ace for El Sahari, back to back. And C-Square in the hole right now, down 10-2.
El Sahari is heating up. We get the fun call if she makes 3 in a row.
Absolutely. And such a consistent serve. Nice, easy float, but it gets right over, and it's a line drive. So hard to defend.
You know, that's one thing that the girls' team is definitely better at than the boys' team is, you'd have to admit, serving.
Oh, you know, that's a sensitive topic for me, but absolutely, you're right, especially tonight. Something we got to focus a lot on is being consistent with those serves.
Nothing wrong with admitting your faults as long as you're going to work on them, but there is no serving work that needs to be done for the Red Rams girls volleyball team.
And it's really been from a couple tonight. It's been from El Sahari. We've seen Sheila go on a couple runs. Sophia Ferris also stuffed there.
I'm just amazed they got it over the net.
Oh, and a great spot there from Sophia Ferris. Nice kill for her. And JD got everything going for them right now. Getting cover off the blocks. Hitting well, hitting in good spots, and C-Square just looks confused right now.
Don't adjust your monitors. It is 13-2 right now on this set after the Redhawks took the last one, and they've been at least somewhat close all game.
Especially that last set. They took it by almost 5 points, and Sophia Ferris just corks it up and lets it fly from that outside hitter spot.
All aboard the Ferris wheel. Enjoy the ride.
It's so fun to watch, especially when they connect on that one and just hit it on the line. There's nothing better.
It's been Hart and Ferris who have really made all the difference tonight for the Red Rams as a wet spot is cleaned off of the court real quick.
And 2 senior players who have played a lot of volleyball for this JD program. I know Elsa even playing up in her 8th grade year playing some JV, so they're the go-to as you look for experience and maybe the captains of the team. I don't know exactly, but very important to this team's success.
Well, Hart finally makes a mistake, but what a run it was.
I think she had maybe 6 or 7 on that one. So another huge run for the Red Rams and puts them in the driver's seat. And C-Square, obviously, not in the right mindset. And it's tough, especially when you get down like that and you can't return the serve. You become much more critical of yourself and your performance.
That's why sports psychology has taken off as such an emerging field over the past decade or so. Like Yogi Berra said, 90% of the game is half mental.
That's right. And a middle attack here from Sheila. And drops it on the line. Oh, tough to see from here. I thought it hit the line, but they'll give that to C-Square. That's the right idea, though, for the Red Rams. Oh, it's a miscommunication there. You never want that, no matter how much you're up. Got to talk to each other, and I'm sure they'll figure that one out for the next point.
I think the Red Rams might have kind of been in their own heads there, thinking about, hey, we just went on a heck of a run. How do we keep it up? Forgot that there's still play going ahead.
Well, that's that communication right there. You could hear it. The entire team calling out on the serve, letting each other know, hey, this is not going to land in bounds. This is a free point for us. So important to have that chemistry within your team.
By the way, Goodson back in the number 46 libero jersey.
She's been switching out all night, switching with Grace Lohr, who's now back in a normal jersey. So
maybe we should get Velcro numbers.
That would be good, but with the libero, you know, different color.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to designate it.
Then maybe the libero jersey should be like, you know how in Hollywood sometimes people have like tear-off suits and it's just Velcro down the back? Yeah, we should do that for the libero jersey.
Invest in. Nice pass there from Goodson. Middle attack there from Ava. And that'll go out of bounds. Count it as a kill. And her teammates are hyped. The freshman making some plays in her varsity week debut.
You know, this is just her second game on varsity, and it is already clear that she could be a force on this volleyball team for her entire high school career. She's showing lots of promise, loads of potential.
And a great idea from Coach Ferris to recognize that skill at such a young age and pull her up and get her playing where she needs to be.
Because, yeah, she could get more reps on the junior varsity level, but there is nothing that can compare to reps at varsity. It's a completely different mindset, a whole different feel to the game.
And especially for JD, a team like them lost a lot of senior talent and got to find ways to make that up. A freshman, an emerging freshman who really brings a lot of life to the team is just the way to do that. And a nice ace there. From number 1, that's Sophia Lamb in a different libero jersey now. Looked like their main libero maybe subbed out for the night, but she's been doing a nice job coming in and filling that spot. But JD, much like those first 2 sets, a commanding 19-8 lead.
You can feel it in the air. The Red Rams want to put the finishing touches on this. They want that nail in the coffin.
And they're doing it right now. 5 or 6 aces on this set alone. And that's just demoralizing for the other team. So Ava again on the serve. Beautiful. Right over the line. And Central Square having a really tough time right now, responding to anything the Red Rams are sending their way.
(21-8). The Red Rams are so close they can almost taste it.
Oh, and a good run there from Ava, the freshman.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait to eat a little bit longer.
That's right. But 4 points here for the Red Rams. And they'll be going home.
Speaking of waiting to eat, Yom Kippur was last week. That was an experience. And if you do celebrate, well, we're now on to saying Happy Sukkot, Chag Sameach.
On a nice spot there, but looks like JD maybe, or C-Square maybe hit the barrier. Because if you do hit that post or it's outside of that post, automatically goes to the other point.
Well, at this stage in a game, you're happy to get points from whatever source they come by.
Absolutely. 3 points away from closing out this one.
You can't be picky.
You can tell it's just out of it. They were locked in that last set. They were composed, they were focused, and fighting back against this JD team.
All it took was a good break from JD, as it seems that JD's losing some of that serving magic in the second half of this set, but all it took was a good break for them in between the 3rd and 4th sets, and then just a quick run at the beginning of the set, and they've had the Redhawks completely out of it.
And I was going to say that's the key for all the sets they've won, is going on those early runs, putting up maybe 5 or 6 points in a position to just step on the driver's foot, on the driver's seat, you know, and just take command of the set.
If someone stepped on my driver's seat in my car, I think I'd be livid.
You know what I meant.
I know, the step on the gas.
Yeah. You know, it's tough. I'm talking so much.
Of course, yeah.
Sometimes I forget.
Well, you know, it's the same thing in broadcasting as you would with if someone stepped on your driver's seat. It's all about detailing.
That's right.
Anyway, Red Rams 1 point away from this.
Really nice serve there from Elsa. And C-Square will send a free ball over. Emma Cerrone to close it out. Not quite. Passed up nicely there. And good cover from Elsa Hart. Hustling, and they'll get the game point. And a C-Square player down there for a second. Glad she was able to walk up and walk away from that one. But the Red Rams taking care of business in that final set. And a commanding 3-1 victory to end this one.
And what a way to do it, too. An excellent play, and now the teams line up, wave goodbye, observing social distancing protocols, and that is a wrap for this edition of JDTV. You want to take us home?
For sure, and I would just like to add for C-Square, find what you did well in that third set and use that in your next game and be competitive, you know? Because this is not a bad team, really good on the defensive side of the ball. But find the things that you were doing well and take those and translate them into your next game.
Of
for
course.
Nick Dekaney and Sam Gelfand.
Well, first of all, don't forget our next broadcast, the 25th, Saturday, 11 a.m., girls soccer, JD versus CBA. But until then, go ahead.
I'll say I'm Nick Dekaney, signing off with Sam JDTV. Thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. We'll see you Saturday morning.